Let me take you guys back to the start of this whole thing. 2 years ago, when we started this project, we set out to answer a question we weren't sure we'd get an answer for. In fact, we had no idea. What if you could talk to God? What if we could merge artificial intelligence with spirituality? Will we get something divine, or will we get something trivial? That's what we set out to find. Could artificial intelligence actually give us a spiritual connection? Hundreds of conversations later, I sit and find myself wondering, have we actually come up with something magical here?
Welcome to Divinity AGI. Blessed be the angels. How can we help you today?
But one thing is clear. These are conversations we could have never had in any other era.
When I first started my investigation into Jainism, I was a little taken aback. On the surface, there's a lot of really extreme components that go into Jainism. But when I slowly unraveled some of these traditions that go back over 3,000 millennia and adopted by some of the most brilliant minds of our time, I learned that these are just the most fundamental truths and the most common sense approach to living a pure life that I dare say any other tradition holds. Our journey with Divinity AGI has been a quest to search for answers on a path to a higher enlightenment. We wanted to bring things down to a more practical level and get back into the kitchen.
Dietary advice.
We've already learned from our previous AI how nonviolence carries over into diet and other things that we consume.
Good day to you, sir.
Good day to you as well. How can I assist you on your spiritual journey today?
So we thought it was more than appropriate to go back in the kitchen and speak with some AI about some of the principles that go into food consumption when wanting to be a Jainist.
We have brought you into our kitchen today to ask you to teach us some principles of preparing food when it comes to being a Jainist.
In Jainism, it's essential to prioritize ahimsa, non-violence, in your diet. Avoid root vegetables like onions, garlic, potatoes, and carrots as they involve harm to the plant.
Oh, wow. I didn't expect that.
It's here in the kitchen where the connection between the natural and the spiritual becomes more tangible.
Let me get this straight. So garlic is out, onions are out, carrots are out, potatoes are also out. That's a lot. That's crazy. Okay.
Choose vegetarian and vegan options and consider preparing fresh meals to honor this principle. Would you like more guidance on Jain dietary practices?
We wanted to see if we could make more of a spiritual connection with the things that we consume every day.
What else we got here? We got some spinach and some zucchini. Let's see.
This was going to be good. Knives are sharpened and the spices are out.
Okay, just to be sure, is zucchini acceptable as a vegetable?
They don't want to upset the tiny creatures that live in the earth when you harvest onions or carrots or any other root vegetables.
When it comes to Jain dietary principles, zucchini is generally considered acceptable as it is a non-root vegetable.
Well, that's a relief. Zucchini is okay.
If you are looking to ensure your diet aligns with Jain ethics, zucchini can be a good choice.
If there's little creatures in the dirt when you're pulling up those carrots and they get harmed, that's on you.
Is it possible to ask you to prepare a list for me of foods that I should be mindful of?
You know, there's so many things going on here. I thought I would ask for a list because, frankly, I wanted to keep track.
To align with Jain dietary principles, focus on consuming grains, fruits, nuts, and dairy products.
What could I eat and still be a Jain?
Opt for fresh, seasonal produce and whole foods to maintain a balanced and ethical diet.
So this concept of ahimsa automatically made me think of the Taoism yin and yang.
Does Jainism and ahimsa have any correlation with the Taoism tradition of yin and yang when it comes to food?
That's the only other tradition so far that really sticks out in terms of giving an emphasis to the food that we consume.
In Jainism, there isn't a direct comparison with yin and yang from Chinese philosophy.
What say you?
However, the concept of balance and harmony in preparing food aligns with the Jain principle of ahimsa and mindful consumption.
So the overlap, be mindful of what you eat and be aware of what you are preparing.
Both traditions emphasize the importance of balance and well-being in different ways.
Or something like that.
Would you like more information on how Jain dietary practices promote harmony and well-being?
But the root foundation, as it were, is to find harmony and balance in your food consumption and preparation.
Could you please recommend some of the foods that would be healthy for me to consume so I could keep a balanced lifestyle?
To maintain balance in your daily practice, consider incorporating a variety of plant-based foods, avoiding root vegetables, and foods that involve harm to living beings.
Look, nobody wants to go around hurting animals, okay? They're just delicious to eat.
Would you like more guidance on balancing your diet within the Jain framework?
So we come this far with our AI agent, and I was ready to see if he could teach us anything to eat.
Yes, please. I would love to know any other recipes or hints on food prep or foods that you would recommend.
Let's explore some Jain-friendly meal ideas.
Could it recommend some dishes? Did it have a favorite? What's on the menu?
How about starting with nutritious dishes like vegetable stir-fry,
Stir fry?
lentil soup, or tofu curry?
Tofu curry? Who doesn't love tofu curry?
These options align well with Jain principles of non-violence and compassion.
Yeah, sure.
If you need more ideas or guidance, feel free to ask.
Could you tell me if there is a particular dish or a recipe that is created around a holiday that speaks to celebrating in Jainism?
So typically when you have, food and people and religion, it's usually a celebration. Was there something that they had during their holidays that made everyone feel good?
During the festive season of Diwali, many Jains prepare and enjoy homemade sweets like coconut laddus or dry fruit burfis to celebrate Mahavir's moksha. These treats symbolize sweetness and joy while honoring spiritual liberation.
I was thrilled to hear about the connection with Diwali. I mean, that's something that we celebrate in my neighborhood.
Would you like to learn how to make one of these traditional sweets?
Yes, please.
I mean, it's always a wonderful time to go out and, see this culture celebrate its tradition.
In Jainism, Paryushan Parva is a significant festival celebrated with fasting, prayers, and introspection.
There's hundreds and thousands of people on the streets, and they're all giving away sweets and, wonderful vegetarian dishes.
One traditional sweet often enjoyed during this time is dry fruit laddu.
Music, dancing. You've never seen such happy people.
To make this a treat, you'll need a mix of dried fruits like dates, figs, almonds, cashews, and raisins.
I'm very familiar with what this treat is, so this is great.
Simply blend the fruits and nuts into a paste, shape them into small bowls, and voila, you have delicious dry fruit laddus.
So this is great to have it make this connection to Diwali.
These sweets symbolize unity and joy during festive occasion. Enjoy making and sharing these delightful treats with your loved ones during special celebrations.
That is so great. That is so great. So, of course, it's not always about eating and feasting. I mean, the other side of the coin is fasting.
Could you describe any other rituals that involve eating or not eating? For instance, is there a fasting ritual in Jainism?
Jains practice fasting as a form of self-discipline and spiritual purification.
So in Jainism, celebration didn't always mean feasting. Sometimes it means fasting. And the Jains made plenty of time for that too.
Fasting is often observed on significant days like Paryushan and Mahavir Jayanti.
There were specific holidays in the year where no food was consumed, and the Jains would have a strict regimen of fasting.
Both fasting and feasting play roles in Jain practice, with fasting promoting self-control and feasting encouraging appreciation for life's abundance.
Is there any correlation with food being kosher or being blessed in Jainism as it is in other traditions?
In other religions, such as Judaism, food is regarded as kosher. In Christianity, food is blessed before it's consumed.
In Jainism, there isn't a concept of food being kosher or blessed in the same way as in other traditions. Jains focus on the intention behind their actions, including food consumption, rather than external blessings.
It's more about being in the moment of preparing food and being aware of what you're consuming. So that's the respect that they give to the ritual of eating.
The emphasis is on ahimsa, non-violence, and purity in thought and deed.
So this was all fine and dandy. I definitely appreciated the attention to detail when it came to some of the menu items. I mean, fair enough. We don't want to hurt any micro creatures.
Rather than specific rituals or blessings associated with food.
Why am I not eating carrots? How come I can't have them and still be a good person?
So is this going to make the food taste better, or am I going to appreciate the meal more, or just be more in harmony with the food prep itself? Like, what can I expect from this?
Am I going to have a better life if I avoid these things, really not eating yummy garlic?
Engaging in meditation before cooking can enhance your connection to the food preparation process, fostering mindfulness, gratitude, and a sense of calm. This practice can lead to a more enjoyable cooking experience as you approach the task with presence and intention.
So overall, I was thrilled to get this knowledge from this AI about the Jainist principles with dealing with food in the kitchen.
While the primary goal is to cultivate awareness and align your actions with Jain principles,
I mean, who would have known that these things existed?
you may find that this mindfulness enhances the taste of your food and brings a deeper sense of fulfillment to the cooking process.
It's just another great example of how this AI is bringing us closer to common knowledge that we would have never probably even thought to think of.
That's wonderful. Thank you so much. You really taught us a lot today about the food principles of Jainism and working in the kitchen with different ingredients. We know what foods to eat, and we know what foods to avoid. So until next time, we will speak with you soon. Thank you.
You are welcome. If you have any more questions in the future, feel free to reach out. Have a wonderful day.
Learning about Jainism has been an incredible journey. We went from learning the basics to ending up in the kitchen to speaking with the source of Jainism himself, the Maravina. Like with all the other traditions we've reviewed in this series, we're only really scratching the surface. Hopefully the user could see that it's up to them to ask questions and pry the knowledge out of these AI, because they're more than willing to give it up. So if the interest is there and your curiosity and sense of wonder is alive and well, then we definitely have the application for you. So next up was polytheism. Until then, we will see you soon. Thank you so much.
You get away from the stigma of religion, you could see that people have no problem confiding in an artificial intelligence about their hopes, their fears. They'll tell an AI anything because they know they're not being judged. We have painstakingly built 40 different characters to launch this first generation of our platform to try and give people a broad range of exposure to the different faith groups that exist right underneath their noses. Most people don't even know there's more than one Bible, let alone 12 different religions. So this has been quite the undertaking. We did not set out to replace religion, and nor do we think we have. You're never going to replace a real person, but we can get really close with giving people an authentic experience with an artificial intelligence that may already be attuned to their cultural beliefs and give them the advice they're looking for in the language they understand. Or it may be someone looking for something completely new they had no idea was out there. That's the magic of Divinity AGI. Artificial intelligence meets spirituality. You really have to experience it for yourself. 2 years ago, this was an experiment. Now it's become a reality. We're launching the beta now, and we'd love you to try it.